In this video I'm going to show you three really simple recipes, and a lot of you will think they're not even recipes because they're so easy, but for those of you who think that it's obvious, there will be hundreds of people that are going out and buying ready-made and processed food all the time and won't have made these things before. So we've got a really simple pasta sauce, which is much better than buying a jarred version that might have lots of preservatives and colourings and added salt and sugar in. And then we've got a simple salad dressing, which again might sound ridiculous to show you how to make that, but you wouldn't believe how many people don't know or don't make salad dressing. And then also a frozen peach yoghurt. So we're going to start with the pasta sauce. You can buy loads of different types of this tomato sauce in jars. Loads of different people do it, but if you have a look at the ingredients on the back, you'll find that there's loads of added salt, normally added sugar, colourings, preservatives, everything that you kind of need when you're making something that far in advance to make it look, smell and taste good. So there's not really that much of an excuse to buy these sauces in a jar because you have to heat it up anyway, and if you're heating up the sauce, you may as well heat some oil, stick some garlic in and just throw in a couple of tins of tomatoes. So my sauce recipe is just like a classic tomato sauce recipe, garlic and tomatoes, and if you have it, fresh basil. And I've also got chilli here. You can either use fresh chilli or dried chilli or no chilli at all, but it's mainly tomato and garlic. And you can use this on pasta, you can use it as a sauce for fish or chicken or lamb. You can tweak it and add capers and anchovies and olives and prawns and peppers and whatever you like. It's just a really good basic recipe and I use this all the time. I'm going to put the pan on a medium heat and I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil. And I eat loads of extra virgin olive oil, always have done. That, onions, garlic. I'd say I've probably got quite a Mediterranean style diet. But I do think that it helps to keep your hair quite soft and shiny and your skin good. So olive oil into the pan, and got about a tablespoon and a half in there. And to that I'm going to add my crushed garlic, or you can chop it finely if you want to. Here that's sizzling away. If you're going to be making a salad dressing at any point soon, which I will be because that's my third thing, just save one of these skins from the garlic. It's not the outer skin because I've peeled them, but it's just the bit that gets caught in the crusher. Save that. I'm not actually going to eat it, but I'm going to use it to flavour the oil for the salad dressing. And it really only needs a few seconds just to heat through before I add the tomatoes. I'm adding lots of dried red chilli because I love it, but it's up to you. And as I said, you could use fresh chilli as well. So crumbling that in, and then in with 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. And I'm just going to swill out these with a bit of water and add that to the pan as well. Just adding that in. And that is all I need to do. The basil goes in at the end because I don't want it to go all black. And I'm just going to tear that in. And because I'm going to let it cook down a lot, the tomatoes should sweeten themselves. But if you want to add tomato puree, you can. That is it though. That could take less than 30 seconds if you had everything prepared. Which is just about the same as opening a can or a tin of ready-made sauce. Let's come back when it's done. So, peach frozen yoghurt, and this is so easy. I've just taken this recipe actually from the recipe booklet that came with my ice cream machine. But you can use any ice cream machine, you can get them really cheaply, and you just need to pre-freeze the bowl in your freezer, and then when you're ready to churn your ice cream or frozen yoghurt, you just take it out and put it in the machine. So this is really simple. Peaches from a tin. So I've just chosen a recipe that you would have the main fruit ingredient stored. You don't necessarily need to pop to the shops or anything like that. So if you do get an attack of wanting something sweet, you have everything to hand. Popping all of those into the blender. And then I'm going to whiz those up into a pulp. That was 270 grams of peach slices from a tin, and then we need about 75 ml of the juice that came out of the tin. 58 grams of sugar. This might seem like really weird measurements, but it's actually because I didn't have as much yoghurt as you're supposed to have. Low-fat yoghurt, this is so cheap. So if you think about how much it would cost to buy a tub of quality frozen yoghurt of about this size, it's quite expensive, so this is a really cheap way of doing it. And all this yoghurt here is going to go in the blender with the sugar and the peaches, and there are no preservatives, there's no colourings, there's no artificial flavourings, which I bet if you have a good look at any frozen yoghurt, it will have loads of those things in. So, you know, it's not the healthiest dessert you could have. That would probably be just eating a peach. But we have to live a little, and this is all about ways of kind of making these treats just a little bit healthier, or a lot healthier actually. I've got yogurt all over the place and I can't find a tea towel. So just making that completely smooth, and then just going to pour it into a bowl, chill it for a couple of hours so that when it goes into the ice cream machine it's really cold. And that's what makes the ice cream machine churn it into a nice consistency. If you try and put everything in that's just a little bit room temperature or warm, it doesn't work so well. So have a bit of patience. You can even make this mixture a day in advance or days in advance. Pouring that into a container that can go into the fridge. So that will go into the fridge for about 2 hours, and then 30 minutes before I need it, stick it in the ice cream machine, and I've got gorgeous frozen yoghurt, which is healthier and with less chemicals and additives than the shop-bought version. Okay, now salad dressings. There are shelves and shelves and shelves full of ready-made bottles of salad dressing, and they're not kept in a refrigerated area, which means they're full of preservatives. They're normally full of colourings and extra salt and sugar and flavourings and really kind of weird artificial things in some of them. Not all of them, but a lot. Now, the simplest you can get is just drizzling a bit of extra virgin olive oil, some salt and pepper, a bit of lemon juice. But if you want something that's more bound together with a bit more flavour, grab yourself, this is like some kind of weird blender thing, but you can just grab a jam jar that's got a lid, not this one because it hasn't got a lid, which would be catastrophic. And then all you need to do is add your oil and your vinegar into your jam jar or blender thingy, and just keep adjusting it until it tastes how you want it to taste. Some people like it very sharp, some people like it oily. You just have to experiment really. And because this won't really go off, not for a while anyway, as long as you keep it in the fridge. And mind you don't keep these ingredients in the fridge, but I'm about to put raw garlic in, which does give it a bit of a shelf life, but you know, it will last for ages. So it doesn't really matter if you go a bit wrong and make too much. Shake this up. I'm not going to eat that garlic, by the way, it's just to give a bit of flavour. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. I like it quite peppery. And let's shake it again and see how it comes out. Perfect. A lot of you will be thinking, what on earth is this video about? It's so ridiculously obvious, but you would be surprised how many people wouldn't make themselves a salad dressing. And I think that if you can make small changes to your diet, even if they're tiny, tiny changes, then it's all good. So that's going to go on my rocket, literally just rocket leaves on a plate, and that's going to go with my pasta. So here we go, plating up. Now, people are always saying that pasta is really bad for you. Just don't eat so much of it. It's really simple. I've got salad on half my plate. I'm going to dress it with my balsamic dressing. It is not difficult to not eat so much. You don't have to have a huge restaurant portion of food every time. I can guarantee you I will not be hungry after this. I'm going to save some of this sauce for tomorrow, so I'm adding half of the sauce into my drained pasta. I need some pasta tongs. Dinner! Just going to tear over some basil. You could have some parmesan, you could have some other cheese, hard cheese grated over the top, but I'm just fine like this. Just a really simple supper. And you know, just as quick really as ordering a takeaway and having that delivered. So there, hope that's been helpful, and I shall see you in the next video. You can do it with chocolate, crap. That didn't go well. A quenelle. Got my pasta on the boil there. It's actually about to boil over. And I've got a cat grabbing my foot. What are you doing? This is what he does when I cook. He doesn't like not having any attention, do you? Stop it! Cheeky face.